Hello. Can you hear me? Whew. You're gonna have to forgive me. Welcome in, everybody. I could not have guessed that you were coming. I have sent Anjou. 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 Okay. Okay. Okay, but it's not showing you. Why is it not showing you? Oh, hold on. What do I need? Copy. Do I need to like do that every single time that we do this? I can, yeah. Can you hear me? Okay. It says that we're live. It says that your show on stream. Oh, okay. Yes. Aha! We fixed! Oh, now there's two of you? Oh. Hold on. How do I do this to where you're quiet? Mute. Okay, I fix. And you're like double the size I thought you would be. Okay, we're getting this. Bear with. Okay, no, absolute. Anjou has no sound. Okay, so how do I do this? You're doubled in my ear. Let me see. Hold on. I see what I did. Hold on. Hold on. I know exactly what I did. I did this earlier today. If you guys would just hold with me 1 second, I gotta go over here and I gotta grab something. Output copy. Okay. I'm not as technically savvy as our wonderful Anjou is. Now, Ange, would you please say something?
Say something.
Okay, but you are still doubled.
I don't know. That's weird.
Okay, can you guys hear her? Is she doubled?
Testing. 1, 2, 3. I was going to use the bathroom. I just
not doubled. Okay, so you're just gonna have to sound weird for me. You're just gonna sound like very ethereal for me. And then I have no idea how to like fix your window. What's that? Transform?
Fix my window.
Yeah.
On your stream, it looks good.
Oh, okay. You like this? We're good?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay,
I'm bigger
perfect.
than you, but that's fine.
Okay. All right.
We can do that. So how about you do all the introductions and the greetings, and I am going to turn my camera off briefly, and I'm going to get up and go to the bathroom.
Yes, please do that. Absolutely. Okay. Thank you, everybody who came in with the raid. I so appreciate you. Thank you for understanding. I think what we're going to have to talk about how we're going to transfer next time, how we're going to do that. I think we're going to have to do maybe like a dance party break for us to get ready where she can go take a break, and then we'll schedule out a raid. I think we'll figure that out for next time, and then that way everybody has a chance to get up and go to the bathroom. So if that's what you guys should be doing right now, if you guys want to take a break, I'm not technically savvy. I'm not going to lie about it. That's why I was like, you want to like bring people over to my channel and you want to do stuff over here with me? Like, oh, are you sure, girl? Are you sure? Because things. So, okay, while she's gone, I need one last would you rather. Help me out. I forgot, and I had like 2 more to do. So what's a good would you rather? Oh, how about would you rather something with DBD? Make it like super personal. Help me out, guys. And thank you again so much for hanging out for Dead by Daylight Bingo. I know that Anjou really enjoys that. And the fact that you guys are there. Thank you, Mango. Did it work? Did it do the works? Yes.
Did what do the works?
Mango did the just chatting. So, welcome to Gabbin Gals. It's something that we've been working on for a while. It will be, a work in progress for the next couple of months. Every good thing started out with technical difficulties and trial and error. So, just please bear with us as we get through going into, figuring out how this is going to work going back and forth, or it's not going to work going back and forth. So,
it's going to work.
It's not going to work.
Make it work. We're going to make it work. So,
you're like super, super, super loud. Say something again.
Say something.
There we go.
Now, what if could we turn off the mics in guest star and just use Discord?
Hold on. Can you say something? No, you are muted. Okay, so it's actually not something am I hearing it here though? Let me see. Properties. Am I getting playback? Monitor off. Yeah, my monitor's off. So it's actually something that is your microphone on your side. It's not me. It's actually not me. Huh, for once it's not my technical. Oh. Now you're muted?
There we go.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, it's actually you. It's actually you, not me. Weird.
I wonder. No, that shouldn't happen either.
But you sound great to them. So they say you sound fine.
But I sound fine.
Yes.
Huh.
Here. Now let me go to this window because this window needs to be coming down just a little bit over. Okay.
Oh God, I'm moving.
You were moving. I was moving us to be a little bit.
And again, we can always do like instead of the guest star, we can always do Discord if we have to. So
yeah, absolutely.
Which isn't a huge deal.
I mean, do you want to just jump into Discord?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Stop!
You dropped my croissant. I love that. All right, conference room.
Thank you for those videos.
I'm in my conference room. You think Discord would sound better? Okay, yeah. Perfect. Let's just do that.
Is my push to talk on?
All right, testing 1, 2, 3.
Oh, much better. That's so weird. Yeah, it was like really echoey. Yeah, like a little bit.
What happened was
Anjou sounds a little spacey and quiet. I mean,
So, did you have Firebot off for your stuff?
But you know what?
Ooh, now that's weird. Oh,
I'm coming back for you, baby. I'm coming back for you.
You were double up on too.
I didn't remember like how you had your setup and all that fun stuff for like sound alerts and whatnot.
I turned off. I forget what I did. I turned off. Well, I don't have automatic like shout outs and clip shout outs.
Okay.
Because my type A is just like no.
So I do. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hide Firebot.
Right, and I'm not too worried about it. Like honestly, if you want to have it up, that's I don't care. You know I don't care.
So I'm gonna hide Firebot, but I still want to have Firebot for like being able to see things. So we're just not gonna be able to see or hear Firebot. So if anything gets redeemed, I think what I'll do is I'll just refund it. So, all right.
Now what's weird is I'm on the guest star thing on the page. I have your stream up on my second monitor, but I have guest star in front of me.
So it's
and
like
I can't see you on the monitor.
Yeah, no, you don't get to see me because my camera is being used by OBS or by my slobs.
Okay, that's right. I think we were talking about that last time. So
all right. So welcome in everybody to Gabbin Gals. This is episode 2, and tonight we are going to be doing a not a rapid fire round, but definitely a conversation starter. We are going to be doing would you rathers. And yes, and Joswari, I did crowdsource my would you rathers, but only a few of them. Some of them I did come up with on my own, or I created them with, others in mind. Like with others' input, but I wanted it to be something a little bit more different, something other than would you rather eat, trip on a brick or trip on a rock. I didn't want it to be something so simple. I wanted it to be something a little bit more thought-provoking. So yes, I did think mine out a little bit more.
You really did. And now I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, because now I'm going to have to come up with some on the fly too. So...
Well, did you get 10? Because I've realized I had 8 and I'm short 2.
No, I did not get 10. So it's fine. I think it'll be fine.
Okay.
Especially since you're going to have to answer some of them too.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so then I'll just take out, or would you rather be too short or too tall? And I'll just keep these other ones, because these other ones are like, I'm really, really proud of these. I'm really proud of these.
I'm excited. I can't wait to hear what you came up with. And I tried to come up with stuff that wasn't like, super generic, but like,
right,
that kind of get a conversation going or whatever. So
all right, so let's rock paper scissors.
Okay,
for who goes first.
So whoever wins goes first.
Yeah, so we're gonna close our eyes. This is what I do with my kids. Okay, so when your kids are fighting, we do this all the time. You do rock paper scissors, but you got to make them like do it back to back, and they do rock paper scissors shoot, but they have to do it blind, because otherwise they cheat, right? So to prevent,
so is it
rock paper scissors
and then
shoot. Yes. So
Okay.
so you'd hold your hand up, right? And your kids, in theory, would be like back to back. All right.
Yeah.
So then nobody can peek. So you ready?
Sure.
Okay, close your eyes.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. What do you got? All right.
Scissors.
Okay, you get to ask first. I had paper.
Oh my gosh. I thought you had okay. Okay. Well, okay, I'll start with the generic one. Some of the they're almost all generic. They're
Also,
just a
too,
little bit more.
Word also has a dark mode.
Oh, this is Notepad. But it's okay. There we go. I'll put it off to this side. One of the ones that I was excited because I did have to Google some, because I was just like,
Would you rather use no mither or have no perks? I would have no perks.
I would have no perks.
No perks.
Yeah.
Also, too, once we're done with this, we're going to also be taking some would you rather's input from chat as well. So we're gonna go back and forth, and it is as we go. If I see one that's good, I'm gonna grab it from chat, and we'll pause and we'll have a little discussion about that as well. So if you do think it's something, please share it. Absolutely. This is Gabbin Gals, but you can also be a gal tonight if you would like.
You can be a gal tonight. So the first one I had, this one was anyway. Would you rather everyone you know gets to read your thoughts, or everyone you know has full access to your internet history?
They can have full access to my internet history 100%.
Really?
Oh, yeah. 100%. I do not care.
Huh.
I do not care which porn video they see that I'm watching, because I do not care whatever, but they cannot hear my thoughts because of the things that I think are.
Well, I mean, it's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, and I'm not even worried about like the X-rated stuff. It's are they going to be?
Oh,
really,
no,
really
it's the shit that I
concerned
talk to myself that I don't say out loud is what I would be
mean, I
concerned
guess
about
that's
if I'm
true.
being 100% honest. Like when
Or
I keep a lot.
judging.
No, I wouldn't say judging. It's more like what I keep to myself inside that doesn't get shared outwardly, that I keep within my head, that I'd like to keep within my head. So you can look at whatever porn video on my internet search history that you want to. I'm going to keep my thoughts to myself. That's actually a really, really relevant one for today.
Was it?
Oh, so much so.
Were you looking up some corn?
Oh, no, keeping my thoughts to myself.
Oh, God. Yeah. That's, I mean, for me, that answer was simple, too. It was like, okay, you can look up my internet history, but, oh, my God, you would get scared of the things in my head, so.
But would you, no, I got those weird intrusive thoughts, like, let's drive this car off the bridge. And I'm like, excuse you? No, you know what? Honestly, nostalgia, I've been driving down a highway and I'm like, look at that bridge pillar. But I never have, never would. But you kind of get those weird thoughts. And I think a lot of people do get those weird thoughts where you just be like,
It's
I could totally turn the wheel right now and just crash this car.
it's actually a thing. There's like some scientific word for the it's like if you're driving and you see a cliff and like driving off the cliff. There's literally a thing for it.
Oh, what is
But
the name?
You don't have to be like, I don't know, I'm about to look it up. But there was literally somebody was talking, not somebody, but I saw something because everybody thinks that they're alone in certain thoughts until
Name.
obviously the internet came along and social media came along, and suddenly you're finding people that are really you relate to,
Right.
because you have the same like thoughts, and you're like, oh, I didn't know that other people thought that, or I didn't know other people would even think that.
I put it on my handy dandy post-it note.
Notebook.
We just
I
got a
wish I
letter.
knew it, but I saw like TikToks on it and whatnot.
Call
There's,
of the
TikToks.
Void is the name. Ooh, I'll have to look
Sounds
into
about
that.
right.
I'll have to look
Sounds
into
about
that.
right. I keep tucking this hair, but I don't want it behind my ear, but I keep tucking it. It's a nervous tick.
All right. So I guess it's my turn now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Call of the Void. I'm going to look into that because that sounds like something that I would really like to be interested in. Sincerely, the nursing student. Thank you, in nostalgia. Thank you. I'm glad I'm not alone in that though, because having those thoughts, it's been like, am I alone in this? And so it's been good to know that there are other people who have those thoughts, would never act on it, and that it's more common.
That's the thing too, is like you worry about like, oh my gosh, like what path is my mind going down if I'm thinking that?
Right.
But then to realize that it's kind of a normal occurrence, that kind of maybe everybody thinks about it like that, then like,
Right.
oh, okay, maybe I'm not absolutely crazy. Or
Okay.
need to be committed, one of the two.
So
So
mine are kind of all over the place. Mine are all over the place, and I'm going to use them to cover your face. So my first one is, would you rather spend your vacation in the Bahamas during a tropical storm? Like hurricane tropical storm. Okay, you're going to survive. Nobody's
this is very specific. Interesting.
Nobody's getting injured in any of these questions.
Okay.
Spend your vacation in the Bahamas during a very severe tropical storm, or in Tahoe during a blizzard.
Tropical storm.
Really? Why?
100%. At least with a tropical storm, especially if no one's getting hurt or killed. With a tropical storm, at least there's a possibility that it's warm.
Okay.
And I don't do cold very well. I do not do cold very well.
Yeah, that's true. I don't either. Okay, why do you choose Tahoe?
I am cold averse, if you will.
So in nostalgia came back with Tahoe, and now a completely different answer than what you gave, and I really want to know why.
I'm curious, like, because you think about it.
As someone from
Okay.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. See,
But have you ever been in a blizzard?
as somebody who has lived in the north, have you ever been in a blizzard? No power, flood damage for months. Yes. I honestly,
fair enough.
I thought about this one too, and I would have to probably say a blizzard as well. Alex, hello, welcome in. Welcome in.
I mean,
Welcome
I guess
to
it's just
Gabbin Gals.
I'm not thinking about anything other than the temperature on this one, honestly. Like just the temperature alone.
Okay, but
for me.
nobody's getting hurt.
Right.
So you're thinking about like how you're gonna spend your time. Is kind of what I was going for. Like which one? 1993, we got 40 inches of snow.
I think I would still stay with the tropical storm, just because
Ah, yes. Hello, Tyler.
the cold.
Right? Absolutely. All right. What do you got for me?
So this one's kind of fun. This one's kind of fun though. I liked this one.
Hold
Would
on
you
one second.
rather-
Hold on 1 second. Tyler, this is not a night that you can be here, but next Saturday morning you can come back, okay? Next Saturday I'll make sure to make some time for you.
She's so accommodating.
Yep.
That's nice.
I try to be nice to people. I try not to.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You're fine.
Bye, Tyler.
Bye, Taylor. I'll see you on Saturday, okay? We're going to do, and also too, Sunday mornings, you could probably come by as well because it's been fairly calm. And if it gets too crazy, you know that I'll tell you got to go. But I will see you later. You enjoy the rest of your week. I got to go back to work tomorrow anyways. So I'll see you around, buddy. Have a good night. Tyler is actually one of my old students. So when we do have topics that are a little bit mature for him, when he does come around, he's very, very respectful about leaving when I ask him to. So that is why I just am very forward with him about that. So thank you, buddy. I'll see you later, okay? Bye, bud. All right. And Inesol just said that sucks too, but was more temporary. Flood damage is awful. And if you've been to the Bahamas, there's a reason nothing is there. Hurricane season usually wipes out them, so they have to start over. That is very true. So, all right, moving on.
But she also said we're in the Bahamas, so I mean, you know.
I mean, I would be happy just like sleeping in a hammock with a bug netting around it because there's bugs.
I'm also probably on vacation, so.
Right. All right.
Okay. So, would you rather be trapped in a romantic comedy with your enemies or trapped in a horror movie with your friends?
Does anybody die?
I mean, we've already set the parameters that nobody dies or gets hurt. But I mean, it's still scary.
Okay, so
imagine being trapped in like Faz with like, you know, your enemies.
I mean, we already screamed together, so I feel like as much as this hurts my soul to say, and I'm probably gonna pee my pants. Okay, we need to pause and we need to tell the bubble run story.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Before we
Go
answer
for
the
it.
rest of this, okay? Because this is why I'm struggling, and this when Anjou and I worked together. Okay, so when Anjou and I worked together, yes, they do. So you know, like the color runs where they like throw color at you. Well, this is a bubble run where they had these like tubes of colored bubbles, and you run through them. And we were part of like one of the earlier groups to go. And so you like run or walk and it's really fun. You get this really cool stuff. So we hit the first bubbles and it's like this wall of bubbles. All right. Now, mind you, I've had a reoccurring dream about drowning since I was young.
But not in bubbles.
But not in bubbles. So I'm like, they're just bubbles, right? Like, what could be wrong with bubbles? And so I just go marching right in and I get disoriented. I'm like walking around in circles. I get so scared and I'm like got bubbles in my mouth and bubbles in my nose and I'm like trying to put my hand over my mouth so that I could breathe and just be able to get out of there. I finally got out of the other side, but during that whole thing I got so scared I peed myself and I had to go sit in the car and wait for the rest of the bubble run until Ange finished it because I was like, dude, we paid money for this just because I can't go on doesn't mean that I'm not going to just like wait for her. So I literally sat in the car for like another 45 minutes waiting for her to finish the bubble run.
I felt so bad this whole time. I was just like, all right, here we go. Like, and I feel bad because like also this was like at the height of like my fitness and running and getting healthy and everything. And then told her about this and I was like, it'd be so much fun. And I wouldn't say you didn't like not want to go. But, you know, it definitely was something that you've never really done before. It's outside of your comfort zone.
Totally.
We just didn't know how far outside your
I did not think that bubbles would scare me so bad that I would pee my pants. But it was more like...
But I get it. I got it.
It was more like feeling like I was being suffocated. Like having my mouth and my face covered. And then the panic that it created. I've never experienced that before. Right. And the bubbles caused it.
It was definitely not as clear as I expected it to be.
Well, everybody else later on, the bubbles are usually only waist high, but this is a brand new wall of bubbles that people hadn't been running through. Okay, so they're
That's true. That's true. We definitely were on the first like
10 foot tall.
Do you remember our team name?
Oh my! I still have the sweatshirt. I still
have a hat or something.
I still have that stuff. It's in my boxes in the bedroom. What was our team name?
Fat Bottom Girls.
Fat bottom girls, you make the rockin' world go round.
That's what we did.
Woo, that's right. So. I remember. Note to self, go last in groups in the bubble run. Yes, absolutely. I highly suggest that. If you do not do well with being suffocated by bubbles, please go last.
Yeah, definitely don't go first.
Bubble butt buddies. I love it. Okay.
Oh, there we go. I think
So ask your...
that'll work.
So I would
Oh
definitely...
wait, so the question was, would you rather be in a horror movie with your enemies or in a romantic comedy with your enemies or a horror movie with your friends?
As long as I'm allowed to bring adult diapers, I will choose horror movie with my friends. I just need to be able to have depends.
Because I was just, it was the way that I saw that was like, bubble. Wow, nostalgia.
Bubble butt buddies. Yeah, I saw that.
Okay. Yeah, the way I saw this one was just like, misery loves company, right? So
that's actually a really good one. I like that one. So
yeah.
What would you do?
But I don't know.
Would you pick?
Yeah, I'd probably do the horror movie with friends though.
Yeah.
And be able to push him in the way. Like, bitch, take him.
Hold on.
I gotta go.
What? No, it's not green. Will you make me some tea? Thank you. In the clear cup.
In the what?
2 bags and some honey.
Clear cup.
In the what?
In the clear cup. All right. So my next one for you is super, super easy.
Okay.
I was trying to go for like a sensory as well. So I was doing a little bit of anything. I was doing a little bit of everything. I was going for physical, mental, stimulating things. So my next one is, would you rather walk barefoot through wet styrofoam balls or vanilla pudding? Right? Neither one of them, like, I was like, what is the last thing that I would want to, like, physically walk through?
Wet styrofoam balls. Like, how big are we talking here?
No.
Peanuts?
No, we're talking, like, the little packing, like, the little ones that come in, like, bean bags. Like, you'd fill in a pool and, yeah. So,
God.
neither one of them, like, pudding is weird because pudding doesn't have a texture to it. You just know that you're stepping in something. Because I was going to do mud. Mud was my first option, and I was like, no, because I could walk through mud, no problem, because it's texturized, and you can kind of feel what it is. You just don't, people don't like to get it between their toes. But pudding doesn't have grit or texture.
I think... I'm going to have to disagree with nostalgia, though. I think I would not want to do the pudding because that, like, slick feeling... I would need that texture. I would need some sort of texture with, like, the styrofoam balls.
See, and I'm on nostalgia side. I hate my absolute cringes of, like, sensories are wet wool, styrofoam, like wet wool sock. Oh God, wet wool socks.
Right?
Styrofoam grinding together. Like, I will take nails down a chalkboard over styrofoam, like somebody putting a lid on a styrofoam freaking cooler. Like, just shoot me and put me out to pasture, man.
Oh, I get it. I understand that. Like, trust me, neither option is great for me.
Hold, please. Anastasia, thank you so much for the subscription. Thank you for subscribing. You're not supposed to be here.
It's because of the...
I feeks.
It's okay. You're fine. Don't worry about it. It's totally fine.
No, I literally, like, I thought I had everything cleaned up, and I thought that I was doing it the right way. Thank you. Did you put honey in it?
Totally fine. We're still in the early stages of this, so we're just chilling, man.
The kinks. And I actually... Do you guys hear anything from that clip? Because I actually do not hear anything from that clip.
I have it muted, so I don't...
Okay.
I wonder if you turned off the sound firebot.
I turned off the shows, so we'll just leave it as it is for right now.
I did have a question for you. Did you figure out how to set up the recording?
No, I forgot about that.
That's right. We'll figure it out.
I forgot where it says. I could just hit record right now.
No, that's fine.
Okay. That's kind of why I was like, I mean, we could always do like an intermission cat on your stream, and then you know, we could.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It's not a huge deal. So
I'm sorry, I'm not so tech savvy. I try.
No, it totally is fine. Like I said, we're both trying to navigate this new little venture, and
we also might want to consider, like, we're also going to test out like days, like when we're going to do this. So
yeah,
when we're going to do this.
But going back to the whole styrofoam and pudding thing, like, again, neither of us is a good option. But I think I need to feel something under my feet versus just like this slick, gooey wetness. Can't. So
I'm sorry.
Right.
Okay.
Well, my next one is actually kind of a thought-provoking one.
Okay.
It's very generic, but it is kind of thought-provoking. I just gagged it. So
I was gonna be like, yeah. I feel, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So, would you rather be able to change the future or change the past? Again, very generic.
Try to be able to change the future or change the past.
Yeah.
Well, oh God, that's a lot. That we could go so deep on this one. That's really, really thought provoking. So in theory, okay, we'll say that it is possible. Going back to change the past is leaving so many variables open that it will produce a good future. So if you go back and you change the past, why does my nose get clogged up every time that I turn my camera on? Jeez. So if you go back and change the past in the hopes that it might lead to a better future, you're basically just gambling with things you already know. But if you're changing the future, we don't know what the future is going to bring. So I would say probably go back and change the past and at least give it a shot. I mean, if we knew of a definitive point in our history where we could go back and change it, and that to make our future better for our children, absolutely, I would do it.
See, but the thing I worry about with that is, like, I think about the decision. I think about the decision that brought me from the Central Coast to Northern California.
Right.
Right? And the decision was very simple. It all relied on my
only time will tell. Oh my God.
Only time will tell.
Time tell in my chat. Oh my
Hi,
God.
time.
Hi, time.
What I think about that is, like, my decision to move north was solely based on an adolescent need and jealousy, actually, of a boyfriend at that time.
Right.
And he was going to be moving up here, and I didn't want to, like, let him go because, oh my God, I was so in love. And if I hadn't done that, I never would have met Mark, my husband. I never would have met you. I probably never would have gotten my degree. I mean, I realized that
Pause and think
other
about,
things could have happened for me.
Think about what you're talking about, though. You're talking about changing your timeline. I'm talking about changing the world's timeline for the better. So we're having two different...
I'm self-centered and selfish. I wasn't thinking about the world.
So
I was thinking about
took
me.
that question and I went, if there is a definitive point in time that if we knew exactly what to do to change it to make the future better for future generations, I would go back and change it. Absolutely.
Well, like, okay, so that's a really good point that you bring up too. So there's actually a book by Stephen King, and it's not a typical Stephen King book, but it's called 1963. And the whole storyline is based on this guy who is able to go back into the past, but he can only go back to this one point in time, to right before John F. Kennedy is assassinated. And the reason that he has to go back in time. Like just long story short, every time he jumps back to the past, he goes back to the same spot in time, and he can redo it.
Oh,
So it's kind of
wow.
like that whole like, but the butterfly effect of obviously, but he goes back and he changes one thing, and then he comes back to the future, and he's now in communist Russia or something like
That's
that.
crazy.
So ultimately, he goes back, and I think part of the book is where he succeeds in preventing the assassination of John F. Kennedy, but then he comes back to the future and everything's just messed up. So it's a really interesting book.
Like when you think you're going back to fix something, but really that event actually had a positive impact on history. Even though it was
Right, exactly.
a negative event, it had a positive. And that's also another way of looking at it. Time says if you change the world, if you change the world,
If you're
chances
successful.
if successful, you probably wouldn't be born if you think about it. Now, if
That
I
creates a
knew
whole paradox, though.
I know it absolutely is. Like I said, this could be something we could absolutely talk about. This could be a whole Gabbin Gals thing. But like, if you go back and you change the world, and you know that the like, there's so many variables to it. But if you go back, to the one point, you change it. See, look, my nose clogged for some reason. I don't know why.
Emotional. It's okay.
No, it's not emotional. Like every time that I turn this camera on, my nose gets plugged up. Like I have no idea why.
That's
So
weird, but
if you knew, oh yeah, of course there's going to be consequences. There could be no me. There could be none of my family. But if you knew that the change that you were making, for me personally, if I knew that the change that I was making would mean a better life for my family, we need to turn that off. That doesn't need to be on tonight.
you're fine.
If my family was going to make the rest of the world be a better place for future generations, I would do it. I'd be okay with no me. Absolutely. I'd be okay with no me if I knew that changing that specific point was going to make the rest of the future better.
And that's what I mean is obviously, yes, we probably could go
Who
back in
knows?
time and do things like uh, uh, assassinate certain bad people, or whatnot. But in the grand scheme of this show of Gabbin Gals, I'm gonna re-ask the question, and I want you to answer like in like the personal
Okay.
for you.
Personal?
So like
Okay.
personally, we're not talking about the world because again we're
I know, but I just want
we're
to
being
help
selfish
everybody.
here.
I just want to help everybody.
Would you rather go
Okay.
back and change the past or change the future?
I don't think I would change either. I think that
That's not. You can't do that.
I don't think I would change.
It's would you
either.
rather?
I would rather not change either.
Damn.
Um,
There's no loopholes in this question.
if I had to pick, yeah, change the past will change the future. Brain hurts. If I knew it had no bearing on my time, if I knew it had no bearing on like my timeline and my future, then there's a few things I would probably go back and change. Yes, personally. But as for changing the future, I have no idea what is in store for me to even know what to change. So I don't think I would.
I mean, I guess that's true. I just thought about that. I was like, how would you know what to change if you?
That's why I went to like
don't know
whole
what it
grander
holds.
scale, because like I could say like, oh yeah, if I change the future, I could change my future by saying, then I'm gonna make myself win the lottery. That's how I could change my future. But that's selfish.
Well, I mean, that's literally like, and this goes to show like how much I think about this. That's what I.
That was your first.
If I was going to answer this question, it would be I would go back to a month ago when I played the lottery, and I would win. And there, I changed the past, and I won the lottery. But that's just me, because
But
the lottery
then,
is one of those,
but then
like,
you
pipe
could go down
dreams.
a whole nother timeline of what did you change in your future? Because now you've created according to science, now you've created technically a new timeline
Right.
in space, like time space history.
But then you'll just never know.
Okay, we're
Like-
getting too far into space. All right. My number
We-
3. You ready?
Yes.
Because you're going to space.
Oh, Jesus.
Would you rather? I told you,
Yes.
I thought about these. I was going for different options. Would you rather spend 2 years traveling through space on a spaceship or 1 year living in the deepest part of the ocean in a submarine, assuming that they are the same size with similar amenities?
Looking at my notes.
Huh?
Were you looking at my notes?
What?
Because one of my questions was literally, would you rather spend like a year in space or a year underwater?
No way.
Because I was thinking, I was like, well, Brit's, her brand is space and everything, so I'm gonna do something space related, and mine's kind of more, water beach themed or whatever. So I'm gonna do one like that. So, all right, well then, okay.
I was thinking.
So wait, what was it? So was it 2 years floating in space and 1 year underwater?
Yeah, the reason why I separated it out that way is I feel like space would probably be a little bit more tolerated than water. And that's just because when you get underwater, you get a lot of sounds, you get a lot of things that happen. So assuming that they are both the same size with the same amenities, right? We're just thinking condos underwater or a condo floating in space. Would you rather spend 2 years traveling through space on a spaceship or 1 year living in the deepest part of the ocean on a submarine? Okay. Both are going to be pitch black.
They though?
I mean, you're going to have some like natural lights from inside your spaceship and your submarine, but under the sea.
See, the way I saw it, like, even though I love the water, I love the ocean and everything, like, I just don't see, you wouldn't see as much.
Your submarine has windows, but
if
no
it's pitch
outside,
black-
but no outside lighting.
Right. At least with the space, there is some outside lighting. There's stars, there's multiple suns, there's galaxies and whatnot, and space has always been very
Ooh.
interesting.
Time has a good
So-
one. Would you change the world by going back in time or travel to a planet with no war? See, we did that. They made a movie about it. It was called Avatar.
But no, but that goes back. Well, that goes back to the reference to the book I made. Like, you go back in time to think that, like, oh, I'm doing something good by preventing the assassination of this president, but then the world is worse off because maybe that president was going to instill a policy that, but you could just keep on going down that that
This
line.
is the way.
So, oh gosh, hydrate. I'm gonna hydrate too, actually, because I start talking and
So you guys still
lose
hearing
my-
the Firebot things?
I have your stream muted, so I don't know.
This is the way. I don't know if they're hearing them. I'll play it if you didn't.
But I
This
think
is the way.
to answer the question about the ocean, I would do space.
You do
Even though
space?
it's longer, I think I would do space.
Perfect.
Because then you can, like I said, you can look out the window and see the stars. She's shooting stars, hopefully not coming at your spaceship. But then there's also
Meteor shower.
meteor shower. It's coming right for us.
Oh my gosh,
But,
it makes me want to watch Armageddon again.
So, and then I'm assuming your answer would be space.
Yeah, absolutely. The reason why I asked that one is because, like I said, my dream about drowning and then the whole bubble run incident. So my answer would definitely be space. I would have my nose like this out the window every day, just looking for things. Like, I would just, like, my nose would eventually just be like this. There'd be a permanent spot on the window.
Oh God, yeah, absolutely.
Looking out and just looking for things. And
However, Mark and I have had a conversation about, because we both are interested in, like, space and
aliens.
things out there, but then you start thinking about space and about the infinite space, And like,
And how little we are.
right, like my brain wants to hit a wall, you know? But once you hit that wall, there's still more. And it's just, for me, it if I start thinking about it too much,
Yeah, it gets so you get this
I
like over.
panic. I start
You get
panicking.
like a welling in your chest, and you
Like,
kind of get like an overwhelming feeling. That's why
yes.
I love going outside, and I love seeing like shooting stars and things like that. And I hate that our best like sky events are during really cold months here. But I can't do it by myself. I have to
Except
do
the
it.
Perseid meteor shower, which is on my birthday every year.
Yes,
Just throwing that out
that's
there.
we should, you know what, next time we should make some time for it. Should make
Yeah.
some time for it.
We always never happens during, because it happens like usually between the 11th and 14th of August.
And
And
this was
those
like the
that's
one time that it was actually on a weekend, and we decided to spend the time in a city.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I
I
mean,
was
to be fair, like my birthday before that, or two birthdays, no, my birthday before that, we went out to like a field in uh Woodland. I can say it now because I don't live there anymore, but field in Woodland, and watched the Perseids. But
they're one of the greatest space shows that you will ever see. It's
I love it.
such a beautiful
Mars, Total Recall style theme.
I actually Total Recall is a really good movie. Good reference.
is.
High five.
It is a great movie.
Don't do that.
I haven't seen the new one, but the old
I'm
one
not
with
gonna
Arnold
ruin it. Are you
Schwarzenegger,
kidding me?
so-
Get on the chopper. Hello.
Let's see. Is it my turn?
My last one. Yes, actually, it is your turn.
Okay. This one I thought was really weird in an interesting way. But would you rather never age physically or never age mentally based on how you are right now?
Never age physically or never. I would choose never age physically because I'm at that cusp in my life where I could, within the next 10 years or so, begin showing signs of early onset of like dementia or Alzheimer's. So if I had a choice of stopping like one or the other, I feel like I could live with myself as I am now.
So you said you'd never age mentally?
Yeah, I would never age. No, mentally, yes, mentally. I would stay mental.
I think because I think you said physical, but I think you meant mental.
Yes, yes.
So
I would love
Okay.
to have a Stargate device. I would just put one in my backyard, and whenever I wanted to go on a vacation, I would just, suck half of the juice up to my town, starting it up. You would never age physically. Never age. Neither one of them. In Nostalgia and Time Tell say never age physically. I wonder why that is. What would you do?
I think it would just, oh gosh. If you never age physically, then I would be stuck in this body, but my mind would just be gone. But if I never aged mentally, see, I think I would go physically, honestly, because I would hate to be aware. No, wait. Hang on. Yeah, I got. Damn.
You got stumped by your own question.
I did. Well, because
No,
I'm
I'm
just thinking,
assuming
like,
that the brain. I'm assuming that the brain would still age. When you say may age mentally, I'm assuming that the brain is still going to go through its normal cycle of what it would if you were alive. So if you're going to get Alzheimer's or dementia at like 85, then when your body is 85, you're going to experience that. Is what I approached that as. So you could be 85
I
and
think
have
that's kind of how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I think what I was kind of gearing towards was I would hate to be in a body and never. Okay, so I would age mentally, because if my body doesn't break down, that's not a big deal. But if I'm in like a physically strong body, but my mind is breaking down, that's tough.
Yeah, because eventually you'll just be, yeah. That's kind of what I was
You're gonna
thinking
look.
too.
I'm gonna look this great, but I'm not gonna
Mentally
be able
be
to
sound, and that's
do
kind of
anything.
that's kind of what I was thinking too. Like, if you age you would never age physically, but your brain eventually would go.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah. No, you've confused yourself.
I did.
You did. You confused yourself. All right, my turn.
All
My
right, moving
turn.
on.
A person with a chronic
'Cause I'm
illness
confused.
expects to want to do things but can't do to muscle. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing when you think about would you rather in that aspect, the brain would never age, but it could still deteriorate over time.
Right.
That's what I would see your brain still deteriorating over time. So you would have this beautiful body, or you'd have this young body that would never age, but kind of makes me think of the movie Adelaide. She was trapped, and you see how unhappy she was by the end of the movie. She watched everybody grow up and everybody die, her daughter die, her whole family. She could never fall in love, she could never have attachments.
Have you ever read a book called Tuck Everlasting?
Or Highlander, exactly. Yes.
So Tuck Everlasting, I feel is like one of those books that kind of started the whole time travel or never
Yeah.
age things.
I remember that.
They never
It's been a long
aged
time.
or either mentally or physically. They were always going to be the same age, same physical body that they always were. And every so often they had to move out of town and go start somewhere else. Then they would come back. And Tuck Everlasting is one of those great like young adult books that you would
We
have
were
to
made
read
to,
when you
yeah,
were
you have to read it when
younger.
you're in school.
What's that?
We had to read it too when we were in school.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. But
All right.
okay.
I think that was mine. You asked me the question about growing mentally or physically.
Okay. And then you asked me
Olive.
Olive.
Hello, friend. How are you? Okay, so this one is... I think this one is really going to make you think.
Oh God.
Okay?
We already saw how I got stuck with that one.
Okay. Would you rather live in the same place for the rest of your life or be able to travel the globe but never be allowed to visit the same place twice?
Somebody who's living. Okay, hang on. So let's break down your question. I'm traveling the globe, but I can't visit the same place twice.
Or you have to live in
Or
the same place.
I'm living in one spot, but I can't travel.
Yep, you can't travel. So you either live in the same place for the rest of your life, or you travel the globe, but you cannot visit the same place twice. Who hurt you people? I told you I took...
She crowdsourced this shit.
No, no, not all of them were crowdsourced. Some of them came from my brain.
True. God. If I had to live in one spot and never travel anywhere, that's the deal breaker for me. Not being able to
Tell me you're from Texas without
travel
telling
at
me
all
you're from Texas.
no. So I would definitely travel, but not visit the same place twice. Because then at least I say I've been there, and yeah. I mean,
Mango says she
I'm
would
very
never visit...
nomadic by nature.
Yeah, Mango
So-
says she would never visit the same place twice.
I mean, yeah, same thing. So I would just never visit the same place twice and just hope that that's enough for me,
Yeah.
So I mean, if this was my husband, he would say stay in the same spot just because he's very very much into the stable lifestyle, but I like being a little unstable.
Yeah, see, I think I would personally choose to stay in the same place just because I'm a creature of habit. Once I get into kind of a routine, I like to keep it that way.
Yeah.
Olive says I wouldn't be able to stay in one spot for my entire life and never travel anywhere. I think I would go crazy.
Yeah.
And we are all a little unstable. It's okay.
I mean, nostalgia, you bring up a good point. Like if that one spot was perfect and
In
you had
theory.
everything your heart could desire.
That's kind of like this is the perfect spot. You're staying in your perfect spot for the rest of your life. You're going to be set. This is where you're retiring. This is like that mountain cabin that you've dreamed of, like that's technically the idea of you staying in that one spot for the rest of your life, but you can't go anywhere. It's the perfect spot, but you can't travel anywhere else. Or you can see the world, all expenses paid, never have to worry about anything except where you're going to be next, but you can never go anywhere twice.
I mean, all of that's That's exactly true. Like, if it just happened that I was in one spot for the rest of my life and never traveled, like, okay. But if I was told you have to stay in this one spot for the rest of your life and you can never travel, I think that's when I'd be like,
Coast of Australia,
fuck you. I want to go.
right? Snorkeling, free healthcare, lots to do. See? I mean, it doesn't have to be like within the confines of a town. You know, like it could be, you know, like a state or something along those lines. But we're talking like,
So?
how long can I stay? Right.
Right. And how much
He needs some milk.
Thank you, Zombie.
So,
All right.
okay, so actually that kind of ties into the next one. And this one was generic, but I decided to make it a little bit more specific to make it better. And the generic one was, you know, would you rather live in the beach or in a cabin in the woods? But to get more specific and to make it a little bit more difficult, would you rather live on the beach,
Okay.
but the weather is always cold, dark, stormy, whatever,
So Ireland, okay.
or Northern California, whatever.
That's just this summer, okay.
I'm just saying, like, you live in San Francisco, you're not going to get very many nice warm beach days.
That's true.
So either you live on the ocean or live by the beach, but the weather's always crappy, or you live in a cabin in the woods, but the weather is always nice.
Huh. I live in a cabin by the woods, about 30 minutes away from the beach.
Yeah, no.
Ha ha ha.
But again, your beach.
No. No, you said living on the beach, okay? Okay, so the beach sucks, but I could live by the beach, or I could live in a cabin in the woods and it'd be nice all the
Yeah,
time.
it's nice weather. Very temperate. Very, you don't get a lot of rain.
No
but
snow?
the trees just magically grow.
No snow?
No snow.
Oh, that's funny because so am I. I'm actually in Northern California.
So was I.
I live here. It's been raining for 8 days. Last night it rained so hard my front yard turned into a lake.
Have you built your ark yet?
I did build my ark. David is now Noah. He is growing the beard to show everybody that we are, Noah's Ark.
Stupid military stuck you in Louisiana. And it's just so funny because actually I just moved from Northern California to Alabama and I couldn't be happier. Could not be happier than this my situation now. So and I think that has less to do with the weather and more to do with like my living situation, but still. Yeah, this guest feature is really, really neat. I mean, we're still working out some bugs with it. But
I don't know how to make
we're
her
in
smaller.
Discord right now versus the actual like
I don't know how to make her video like a little smaller so that way we're the same like squareage.
I can tell you how to do that later.
Okay.
I'm taking beach and shitty weather. Nostalgia, I actually read about that. I did read about that. I read about the armed robbery with a branch. But to be fair, in my town, literally we had murders all the time. So, and I was in Northern California. So it just, it just depends on where you live.
That is very true.
So, and then my town now, we had a homicide last year because of an accidental discharge on a firearm. Like, and that was a huge deal. It was a huge, huge deal. So it just depends on where you live. And
oh my God, how long has it been since Snelling's been in my chat? Jeez.
well, Mango's here, so
Oh, is it my turn?
Um,
Or did I answer
the
yours
weather,
sufficiently?
yeah, the weather is. I love
I would-
our weather.
Yeah, I'd
It's
pick cabin in the
beautiful.
woods. My grandparents have a really piece of oh, that's no fun. My grandparents have a really, really piece of property in the Sierra Nevadas that has like a river going through it or like a creek going through it that flows all year round. So I definitely could see myself retiring to something like that and say, just traveling to the shitty beach that rains all the time.
Yeah, that rains all the time. And it's funny because even though I really love the beach, I would definitely take the cabin in the woods because for me, the beach isn't about like, oh, it's so pretty with the waves. Like, I want to go play.
Yeah, I want to
I want
sit
to
on the
go
sand and I want
sit
it
in
to
the
be
sun
warm.
and, play in the water and whatnot. Um, Nostalgia, I did not enjoy that, and the reason is because our pipes burst and we had to replace our entire plumbing. But
Yeah.
that's a whole
She
other
spent
like
3 days under the
PTSD.
house having to use a blow dryer, a hair dryer to warm up hose.
I did.
To
I had to
replace-
warm up hoses with a hair dryer.
Yes.
Because we got the PVX pipe instead of whatever it's PCP, not PCP, PVC pipe.
Yeah,
Right,
no,
our
they're
houses
not.
in the south are not built for
There's
that.
no
Everybody-
insulation on any of the pipes, and then there's nothing under the house for like 3 feet.
Right.
Everything's just
God,
out
oh
in
my
the
God,
open.
it was so funny going to the hardware store. It was the day after Christmas. Going to the hardware store was literally almost like a Black Friday sale. There were so many people in the plumbing aisle.
I can imagine. Dude, that's honestly, we've had that happen here. Like in the if you don't have properly insulated anything on the outside of your house, sometimes we get like off like every 20 years. We'll get like a really, really cold spell in the valley and it will just burst pipes. Nothing like it can down in the south, but oh my
And
God.
well, now we know. And we have better plumbing system, and we're insulated.
I told her next time
And,
she
we'll
just-
probably never get that again. We'll probably never get those freezing temperatures like that again.
Oh, you will.
So
It's the new thing. It's called
Although,
a vortex.
I was
Cold
watching my my memories from a year ago, and a year ago yesterday it snowed where I was at. So anyway,
All right.
but,
You ready
but
for
yeah,
mine?
Okay, I am. I'm ready.
Okay. This one, I think you may struggle with this one.
Oh,
Right.
I have no doubt.
Be a millionaire, but your coffee is always cold. Or live paycheck to paycheck. Your coffee is always hot.
Actually, I'm not going to struggle as much as you think I am, because I will take cold coffee and be a millionaire.
No. This is not iced coffee.
No. My coffee right now is cold, and I'm fine. It's no coffee. It's not iced. It's just cold. But I'll be a fucking millionaire. I
It's
do
not.
not care.
No. This was not frappes, baby. This was meant to be like you left your cup out on the counter and you came back to it like 6 hours later, and it's just kind of like
It's cold.
It's cold. It's coffee you don't want to drink.
I don't care. I don't care if
gotta
it's cold
ring.
coffee, as long as it's not like cold because it's been sitting out for 2 days and
Yeah,
whatever.
no, I
But-
wouldn't do that to you. That just seems unsanitary.
Right, million with cold hot coffee. Exactly. I would 100%. But you don't realize, like, I'm very money driven. And so is Mark. But unfortunately, I'm just not good with money versus Mark. Mark is good with money. So I think I married the perfect person.
And Nostalgia says, "Joke's on you. I drink cold coffee because I have ADHD and a mom with twin toddlers. Good for you." I closed that whole
God help
factory
you.
down.
Bless your heart and your little twin crotch goblins. Because Jesus.
I couldn't imagine.
I
toddlers.
can't. Like, we dealt with my nephews when they were, 6 months old and toddlers, and up until the point they got separated, they were hellions. They were awful, awful little human beings.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
hate to say that, but they were. So
I could go without coffee for money, says Mango. Yeah, 2 under 2, Buttercup. Good luck, my friend. I had 2 that were 2.5 years apart, and they still fight like cats and dogs.
yeah,
It's crazy. All right, you're up.
I feel like you always, as a parent, and I don't know because I don't have kids, but I feel like as a parent you're always kind of waiting for that next like stage of life where they grow out of certain things like fighting.
Hold up. They won't close mine. They said I need to have one more. I replied, "Are you going to give me a third arm for that one? So you go find yourself another doctor." And
Yeah,
there are actually in Nostalgia, why don't you send me a message, because I actually have a resource for you that you are going to love. There is a whole list of doctors across the country that will do it across the state. and I will
There you
send
go.
you. I will help you. I gotta find it, but I will get you to that list of doctors who will perform whatever you need. Problem is insurance.
Oh, insurance.
Yeah, I've been through that. It took me a long time for them to be able to like to get through my insurance, but if you find the right doctor who's willing to go to bat for you, they can usually word it properly. You just got to find the right doctor.
Right. It's like trying to find a doctor to do like a weight loss thing who doesn't go by, you know, the BMIs, whatever it is. So
The OB
just being
local
able
won't
to
take my
word it and be like, oh, well, it's
insurance.
because of back problem. Oh, no, not weight loss, like breast augmentation.
Oh yeah.
So because
Yep.
that's one of those things, and I know we're going down a completely different path, but it is important to talk about too. I am quite large up top, and I have doctors who basically say like, "Oh no, you wouldn't qualify for a reduction because, you're overweight." And I'm like, "You realize this is an extra like 30 pounds on my chest that would put me under that weight limit that you're talking about." Like,
Like this is literally there when everything else is gone, friends.
yeah,
This does not go
yeah.
anywhere. These bazonkas are bazongas when there's no bahippas.
There's the bajonkas.
They're just bajongas.
My titties made me over the BMI. Yes, I know. So that's been a struggle.
I hate
And so when
that.
we were talking, I think it was Chiba's chat last night.
Oh, I didn't make it over there. I didn't make it over there to pay enough attention.
Right, right. No, I was lurking back and forth, but my titties don't jiggle jiggle, they
They
fold, and
fold
I'm like,
like
that's a true statement.
they fold multiple times.
Ugh, no, just once. My God, I've only tried once. I've never tried multiple times. But
You ever just tried
save that
rolling
for
them up,
another day.
smoking a pancake? All right.
So,
I'm on number 5. Which number are you on?
I don't know.
You didn't number yours?
I have them on a notepad, and like I've been deleting them as we go, so I don't ask them again.
Oh, I numbered mine.
You were definitely more organized than I was.
Type A. You know what? And she's the Type A personality over here.
I know. I honestly, when I realized that I hadn't really put much thought into a lot of these like you had, like I've been panicking all week, and I'm like, I better go do that, and
No,
then I
they're
just did it,
good.
and then I better go do that.
I totally forgot to go back to them, and so I'm glad we
Well, you
settled
got them
on
done
like
right away. That was the thing. You got it done right away, and you're like, okay, and that's what I should have done.
because I didn't want to forget.
So,
All right, what's your next one?
um,
Oh, and by the way, what I was drinking is Bigelow ginger lemon tea with probiotics with a tablespoon of honey.
with a tablespoon of honey. I don't like that one. I don't like that one. It's too generic.
Well,
Ew.
mine get easier. Actually, my last one's kind of dark. You can blame John for that. He helped me with this one.
Oh Jesus.
I know, like, so, okay, so to be fair, like, a lot of the people that I reached out to just a couple of people, and they ended up going really, really dark. Like, would you rather? And I was like,
Mark
okay.
did the same thing to me.
I was like, no, I don't want to, like, would you rather lose an arm or a leg? No, that's like, I don't want
Like,
to talk
but
like,
anyway.
I know, but I don't want to talk about that. Like,
Right, true.
like, I don't want to have that conversation. Yeah, I'd rather lose an arm too. But I don't want to have, like, that conversation. I want to be, like, something fun and chatty. Not, like, if your significant other died, would you, and, like,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, that's getting a little dark.
I
but
know,
all
like,
right.
it went that far, and I was just like, no, thank you. We're gonna
Okay,
stick
so
with
I
what we
just
got.
kind of saw this one, and I'm asking it because I know that this is something I struggle with too. So this will be good, and I'm think I know how you'll answer, but I'm not sure.
Okay, hit me with it.
And it has to do. It's very generic, but it has to do with feelings. Would you rather never get jealous again or never get angry again?
Never get angry again.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not really a jealous person. I just really
See, that's kind of what I was thinking.
I don't really get jealous. Like I could really give two shits what somebody else does. Like I get angry when people do stupid things. And I don't like being angry, but I hate that I care so much. And that's when I get angry, is when I care too much. And so if I had to, I would choose not to be angry for sure.
See, and I would choose not to be jealous because
I feel like you're
I
more of a
feel
jealous person though.
right, and that's the thing. It's like I do fall into that, and I know that, and well, relating it to
But you don't get
like
worked up like I do. Like,
especially recently with some of the talks we've had about jealousy, especially in the Twitch space.
right.
Um, you know, and I openly and will admittedly feel jealousy towards other people, and I'm not trying to say like people don't deserve what they have. Like let's be very honest here. Um, but
You can still feel those feelings.
that
They're still valid. You don't dismiss them.
that kind of jealousy and envy, like I hate the way that makes me feel. I 100% hate it because I feel like shit. I feel constantly like I shouldn't worry about this. This is not something I should be worried about. But as far as anger goes, like I feel like anger sometimes fuels me to do more. So, like when I get angry that I am overweight, or if I get angry because I can't bend over to put my socks on easily in the morning,
Right.
that fuels me to do something about it.
See,
It
and
hasn't yet, but I'm just saying.
I'm the opposite. Like when I get angry, it drains me physically and mentally. It is tiring to be angry. And I don't want to be angry. And so I have been trying to not be so angry with things that maybe I don't agree with, or I don't care about, or I shouldn't care so much about. But from a streamer standpoint, I can understand that when you look at, and I'm not saying I'm a streamer, I'm more of a moderator, but when you see somebody else being successful, you want to know, like, okay, well, how can I be successful too? And that's a fair question. That's a fair thing to feel, and that shouldn't be dismissed. It's when you take that jealousy and then you point it at somebody and you pull back the bow and the arrow and you let the arrow fly and you start making comments and you make them uncomfortable, that it becomes something that's a little bit more, you use your jealousy as a tool or a weapon, and you don't do that.
Well, and that's exactly it. And that's something I recognize that I don't do, is I don't
Right.
sit there and say, go into somebody's chat and be like, "Oh my God, you have so many viewers. You're so lucky." Like
They don't understand. I think
no.
people don't understand. Now, here, let me just, if anybody watches this later on, let me just tell you something. The work that some of the people who stream put into the stuff that they do is immense. The time that they take away from like
And
their
unseen.
and unseen. I spent 5 or 6 hours just working on Firebot, and I'm not even like a regular streamer. Can you imagine somebody who does this, who's partnered, who has a schedule, who has a Discord? You have so many Twitter, TikTok, all of these things that is pulling you in all of these different directions, people who demand your attention. The streamer is, I kind of imagine looking at it, and this is kind of, I look at the streamer as a person. Have you ever seen the meat hooks? The performers who do the meat hooks? This is
what?
just listen, follow me. You're going to understand when I give you the reference. You're going to understand what I mean, because it's going to make sense. Do you know the performers who will put like the meat hooks in their back and then they'll hang?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
It makes me uncomfortable to even think about it, but
Okay, but
go for it.
But that's the thing. That's what they're doing. And every little, just imagine like a little fish hook. Every little fish hook is attached to something. It's attached to TikTok. It's attached to Twitter. It's attached to Discord. It's attached to this friend group. It's attached to this game. It's attached to, this promotion. It's attached to this, what are they called? Sponsorship. So they have all of these things pulling them in a different direction. And then you come into a stream and you have somebody going, "Oh, You're so lucky.
You got so lucky.
I wish
Yeah.
that I've done a lot of hard work too. I should have what you have. That does not make anybody feel good at all.
Right.
So that's why I don't feel like I would, to me, my reaction to that would be anger. So I would definitely get rid of my anger. And because I just feel like a lot of people don't see what goes on behind the scenes with what streamers do. Even streamers, like, look at what you did today with streamlining and how much work you've put into DBD Bingo. People don't see that.
Fair, and and I get it. I 100% get it, because I was, as you were saying that, I was thinking about this morning and how I woke up early and spent, gosh, almost 3 hours just redesigning cards. That's all I did, but it took forever. So, but I mean, circling back to just the general question though, like, and even away from streaming, jealousy has made me do some really fucking stupid things, like driving for 4 hours to meet, it's a long story, but basically go see my boyfriend because he told me that he needed to spend time with his family on I forget what happened, but it was really stupid. But also, like I said, jealousy just
See, where jealousy made you drive 4 hours, dick has made
What?
me do the same.
What's that?
I said, where jealousy has made you drive for 4 hours, dick has made me do the same.
Well, I mean, kind of was the same alliance, but
But
what I mean is, like, I've never significantly altered the course of my life in a negative way by being angry. But maybe that's just because I'm a different type of angry. I'm a very fuming kind of angry.
yeah, you're very passive about it. You keep it to yourself. I'm that person that
Lets it out a little bit.
I said something. Okay, I turned that off.
Quit worrying about it. It's fine.
I did. I swear to God, I turned it off. So I'm that type of person that I will, my anger, like, I'll say something and then I'm like, no, I can't say that. And I'll take it back. And then I'll be like, I have to reword this. Like, I have to say it different. That actually happened today. It actually happened today where I had to, like, take something back because I was like, what the fuck?
That's not what I meant.
What the fuck? And then I was like, no, we can't do that. We need to say something more politer.
More politely.
More politer. And so we rolled it back and we tried to do something a little bit different. But I just don't feel like I'm jealous. I feel like we're very much opposites in the way that we handle jealousy and anger, you and I. I feel like that's kind of one of the things that balances us out, is because you let me release my anger. And I kind of am that one person you never really have to be jealous about, I guess.
Well, yeah, and that's definitely true. And I'm not saying that I've never felt envious towards you. Never not. But again, it's like I accept a little bit of envy and jealousy in my life as just something that happens, because it's what's in Hannibal? No, Signs of the Lambs. We covet what we see every day, or anyway, I had a train of thought with that, but
see, knowing that and communicating that and knowing that that's the type of person that you are has helped me be able to kind of know what your signs are and be able to kind of reach out and be like, hey, she needs to be included. Like, I'm seeing signs.
True. Yeah, no, absolutely. And but again, like I said, like, jealousy for me, jealousy just makes me, I hate being a jealous person.
Right.
I think I do better with anger. So I think, there we go. I think that's what it is. I think I handle anger a lot better than I handle jealousy.
And I'm the exact opposite. I handle jealousy better than I handle anger. I will rage.
Well, I mean, there we go. That's kind of, the good point of Gabbin gals.
So that's actually really, really good. That's really good to lead us into the next one, because it kind of deals with problems, So with problems, right? Would you rather be able to solve one person's problems completely, or 50 50 people's problems partially?
I think I would do. Oh, that's hard. I think because I want to say I would help 50 people because even just solving a little bit of somebody's problem can make things better for them.
Right. That's a good
Um,
answer.
but obviously, like you would like for instance, Steven. But for instance, like I'll let the clip play here for a sec. Oh no,
No?
it's just my face.
I know I
Hey.
turned it off. Sorry about that. I know.
Get past it. um, but obviously, you'd want to say like, I want to take one person's life and make them completely problem free. But then the question is like, what person is that? Like,
Who deserves
do
that kind of
I
life?
do I solve your problems? Do I solve my husband's problems?
Absolutely.
Like,
Feel free.
who do I solve my parents' problems? Like,
No, it's
what?
only one person. You can only
whose
solve one
problems?
parent's problem.
I just I would hope if
I
people
feel
you
like it would be
pick-
random. So like it would be like if you made a choice, it would be one random person and 50 random people. So basically, you could think of
Oh
it
well,
like
then 150 people, 100%.
Yeah.
Versus one random.
I feel like
Now,
I
if
would
you're
choose the same.
now
Because
if you're gonna narrow it down even further and be like one person that no, one person totally at random or 50 people like you could keep going down with that. So
yeah, I wanted to kind of keep it a little bit generic because I like the way that our
yeah,
brains work. But I feel like I would also kind of pick 50 people, that I just 50 people in general, because you're absolutely right that one small kindness can do wonders for changing somebody's life.
absolutely.
We've seen it happen time and time again.
Yeah, 100%. So all right, so let's see, we're at what, an hour and 25 minutes, so maybe just a couple more little generic ones and we'll
I have
figure out where we're
two
going.
more, and they are one of them's generic and one of them's pretty deep. So let's do one generic one, and we'll end on a deep
Well, I don't
one.
have any more deep ones.
Okay, so we'll do your last generic ones, and then I'll do my last two.
Right. So like the last one I have is basically is a convenience thing. Would you rather have a personal maid or a personal chef?
Personal chef. Oh.
Really?
Oh yeah, I can make my kids clean. Are you kidding me? But I would love to just be like, hey, can you just whip me up some shrimp scampi, please? Like, I would love with some garlic bread and just. Like, I'll clean up, but can you just cook? Like, I'll do dishes all the time. I don't even care. I just don't want to clean. I just don't want to
I'm
cook.
so the opposite. I'm just thinking like I love to cook, but
I
I
hate
hate the
cooking.
cleanup, so I just don't do it.
I hate cooking.
So if I could just cook something and then be like, you take care of it, which usually is the arrangement my husband and I have. Like if I cook, he'll clean. Until we got our dishwasher and he doesn't know how to use it, so he washes the dishes in the sink and then leaves them for me to put in the dishwasher.
He still hasn't learned how to use the dishwasher.
It doesn't, not that he doesn't know how, it's that it's hard. It's a really hard dishwasher to load, and he doesn't like to do it.
Man. I saw that. Maddie sent me some pictures. It looks great. It looks great.
But yeah, I hate cleaning, and this even goes beyond like dishes and dinner. It's the toilets. Like God, I hate scrubbing the toilets.
Right.
People pee in those things. Did you know that?
I do. That's why I make my boys clean up after themselves, because they pee in their toilet and then they pee all around it. And I don't want to clean that up.
Yeah, but you have little maids. I don't. I have a husband who I would love to say, oh, he should be pulling his weight more around the house and doing more chores. But this guy freaking rebuilt our entire house.
Right.
Like he's earned his time off. So
All right, I got one for you.
oh, nostalgia. Bleh, nostalgia, no. We saved that for towels in the shower. But anyway, go ahead.
Would you rather walk backwards for the rest of your life or clap your hands every time you talk? And that would look like this.
What are
Every
you
time that you are
about?
talking, you would have to be talking like this. You would just have to be clapping your hands. You could not stop clapping your hands.
Eventually, God, my hands would just get really tired. So, I mean, But walking backwards, like, can I see where I'm going at least?
No, you're walking backwards. You're just
Oh.
You're literally just walking backwards.
Because it makes my autism nice. I agree. Not because it makes my autism happy, um, but because I just don't want to walk backwards. I'd rather just clap my hands all the time.
I'd be dead on the first day walking backwards. I feel like I
I would
probably
too.
would.
I would traffic cliffs.
So I feel like I don't walk enough. I would probably choose walking backwards because clapping my hands would get annoying. And I would just be very careful.
So would walking backwards.
No, I would just be very careful. I walk backwards a lot of the time anyways because of my job. I take 2 steps off and then I'm literally walking backwards.
But you know what's there.
I do.
You walk backwards, you're like, all right, I know the curb's here. I'm going to step up.
Right, but I also am a creature of habit. And so, like, I have children too. So I would take my children. What was that?
Is it, like, for some reason, the chat window on this just got huge all of a sudden. It was weird, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
So this last one that we'll end it out with, because I'm yawning for some reason and I don't know why.
Well, and you also have to go to work tomorrow.
Yes, I do. I have to go back to work tomorrow. I've had like 2.5 weeks off and it's time to go back.
I'm sure it's been lovely.
I've gained all of the weight back that I lost before vacation. We love that.
You know what? That week between Christmas and New Year's, I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna eat this tub of frosting, whatever.
Huh. Clapping because you didn't say
So-
I couldn't put someone's head between my hands while I clapped.
There you go. I like it.
Okay, so this one was probably like waking up from a 10-year coma. Waking up from a 10-year coma. You have amnesia, but all of your family and friends are still around, or you're completely fine, but everybody's moved on.
Fuck you. I can't.
Yeah. No, go back into coma.
Yeah, go back to the coma.
Oh. Yeah, that one.
And I'm assuming the amnesia lasts forever.
This is the one that John helped me with. He had an idea and I just kind of tweaked it.
Sure. I think I would go with the amnesia. Because if my family and friends are still around, like, yeah, I don't remember them, but they still have an opportunity to be a part of my life.
Right.
My husband, if we could pull a 50 First Dates thing, my husband would have to make me fall in love with them all over again. Or he could choose to walk away finally and be like, all right, well, this is the break I needed.
Right.
Which is still a very, very real thought in my mind that if I was gone, my husband would be actually relieved. But we go back to that void place or whatever that is early.
Oh, what is it called? It was called Call of the Void. Call of the
What
Void.
was it?
Call of the Void.
So I think I would take the amnesia because I would hate to wake up and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see my family and friends, and then they just not be there, and then I have to grieve, and maybe other people have moved on and don't understand we say moved on and I'm thinking dead, but I mean, I guess just moving on, like my husband's married somebody else.
Yeah, and like they've got lives of their own. They don't come around. They probably haven't seen you in 5 years. Like you have no more relationship with them whatsoever, and they don't desire one is essentially what that kind of question was at.
Right.
Like,
but I think I stick by my original answer of I'll take the amnesia because we have the opportunity to make more memories.
Amnesia because you can build more memories. And
yeah, the past memories suck. But I mean, hey, some of those memories I didn't want anyway. Okay. So, what about you?
I would be completely fine. Yep.
And everybody moved on?
Yep, I would. I'd be completely fine.
Really?
Yep.
Why? Out of curiosity.
Because I have so few people left in my life that I talk to on a daily basis, that if they had moved on with their lives, it wouldn't be as much as, I mean, like losing my best friends and stuff like that would be a huge loss. Okay, but we're talking about hypothetical.
I would never leave you.
Okay, well, thank you. Right, but
Bitch,
hypothetically,
I'd sit by your bed constantly and be like, wake up!
thinking
Sorry, go
about
ahead.
like just like my family and things like that. I have so little relationships left within my family that the one thing that I would be losing, like the things that I would be losing the most would be like my relationships with my friends and David and my kids. That would be it. I wouldn't be losing like the relationship with my family at all. Like, because I've already lost that. But I don't want to lose the lessons that I have learned. And I don't want to go back to being the naive person that I was before I experienced everything that I've experienced. And when you have that amnesia, you're not going to have that knowledge anymore. And for me, the lessons that I've learned have been some painful ones that I would not want to relearn later on in life. So for me and my mental health, I would choose the latter, and I would just to not have to go back through all of those lessons in life again.
Relive all those lessons. I mean, that's a fair point. From that, when you put it that way, it makes a lot of sense. Doesn't change my answer. I think I would still.
I mean, yeah, your family's there to guide you. Yes.
Well, I mean, and you talk about like not having much family, and I have a lot of family, but when it comes to family I'm close to, they're
I know, but
2 years tops, they'd be gone.
Yeah, you still have like your mom and dad, and
right, and I'm very lucky
I don't
to
have
have
my mom.
them, so
I don't have a relationship with my mom, and my dad has passed. So
right,
I look at it from a little bit of, I guess, a different standpoint.
Yep.
So,
well, I mean, and that's kind of the whole premise of the question too, is thinking about things from a different perspective. So
it's amazing how you can ask one person the same question, like 10 people the same question, and you could get 10 different answers because every single person's perception of that question is going to be different. And I feel like perception is definitely something that needs to be given a lot more respect than what we give it, because you expect somebody to see things the way that you see it, not realizing that their brain might perceive it differently.
Well, and that's pretty much the problem with the world today anyway, is that we a lot of people can't see things from other people's perspectives or other people's point of views, and that causes problems itself. So
pretty much. So
yeah.
Well, is there anything, could you keep the memory of trying vanilla extract as a kid? Because I don't think I could do that. See, that's the thing in nostalgia. That's why I would not choose amnesia. I would go with being 100%.
Yeah, because then you're going to take another shot of vanilla extract again. You're like, ooh, it's vanilla. It's going to taste delicious.
Oh, there were things that I just don't want to relearn again. I'm good. So.
Absolutely.
All right. Are you good?
I'm good. I don't know if anybody in chat has any cute would you rathers, but
did you guys get any ideas? Did you have anything that you guys wanted to add to that? I feel like we covered some. Would you rather always have bad gas or have bad gas? I'd rather stink it up than have dry mouth. Are you kidding me? I smoke marijuana.
Dry mouth. I take dry mouth because I could easily,
I already have.
I mean, it depends. Because it would make public outings a little bit more awkward.
Yeah, dry mouth is awful.
And honestly, if you have dry mouth, you probably have bad breath too. So
dry eyes is even worse. Like having dry eyes is pretty terrible too. Oh God,
that is pretty awful.
All right,
just constantly just like but.
Okay, so we are gonna say goodnight to Ange. Ange is gonna head out.
Yep. If I can figure out how to do it.
You're not going to leave just yet. So what we're going to do, we're going to we're gonna do next week's Gabbin Gals, unless something gets decided within the week that we're gonna change something. Like I said, this is fluid. This is in progress. This is under construction. We are gonna move that. We're gonna. I got this. We're going to move it to Anjou's channel next week. So if you guys are not a part of her channel, which most of you already are. Bye. Thomas, thank you. You know what, Thomas? I'm so sorry. I do have to say one thing before we go. I am so sorry that Throne did not alert me, but Thomas actually bought me a lighted sash and a face mask that I could wear at work when it's really, really cold. So, oh, thank you. Yes, please fix. I forget that it did it. So I just want to really say thank you. That sash is something that I've been wanting for a long time to be safe. So I just wanted to verbally tell you thank you. I cannot figure out how to fix Throne, and I apologize. Okay, but thank you. That makes me happy. I saw that and I was like, oh, I wanted to say thank you.
Honestly, with Throne, I've seen so many people, unless you're constantly using it, constantly getting alerts, I've seen so many people who have it who get a random alert, but they don't it doesn't click with them.
Yeah, it's not there's no sound with it, and I can't. There's no they don't offer there's a little bit of a but it's very, very subtle, and it's so subtle that I have it. It's up on all of my scenes, but there's no a loud enough alert that it can it tells me that something was purchased, and there's nothing offered to where it shows up in chat that something was purchased. So until they add that, I feel really, really bad that this stuff's getting bought and I'm not able to say thank you. But anyways, next
you'll have to put the Throne thing, the alert, have it all over your screen, the big screen.
Oh, that's actually a good idea. Maybe we might try that. So next Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central. Did you fix it? You didn't fix.
Did I fix what?
You didn't shout yourself out.
I did. I didn't want to. I did the slash shout out one.
Oh, okay. Yes. Over on Anjou's channel is where we're going to be with Gabbin Gals episode 3. We are going to be talking about stuff that we have not decided yet because it's been a really busy weekend for both of us. So.
I was just gonna say, it was funny because you're next week we're gonna talk about, and I was like, shit, I hope she knows because I don't know yet. So
I played that off really well, didn't I? But
we'll figure something out and we'll get it out on both of our socials and whatnot. So
because we have so many followers.
Hey, it's. I think that honestly, I think that the people who have experiences so far and who are communicating and chit chatting, I think the people who were here had a good time communicating with us.
I feel
and helping out. And I think that as it grows, it's just a snowball. It's a snowball thing. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, we're gonna have a really good topic for you guys next week. Hopefully, a little less would you rather and a little more something. So topic specific, yeah. So we'll get you guys involved. Definitely have chat involvement in all of the Gabbin Gals because we value the fact that you guys are here. So thank you for showing up today. Everybody wave goodbye to Anjou. Say bye, Anjou.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
All right. So Ange, no, you gotta go.